What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me here at the Underground. Tonight I want to share with you guys why I am continuing to increase my stack with all this economic trouble we're having and continuing to get prepared moving into the future that we're heading into. What's up, everybody? So this year has been off the wall, and it seems like the further down the road we go, the more negative things keep happening. Now, because we are in an economic crisis or heading into a really bad one possibly, that's why I feel like precious metals are one of the most important preps you can have, because right now the monetary system is a huge problem. And with all this fear and everything else being pushed out there, we're being distracted from that. But make no mistake, our government, the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, everyone that's involved in our monetary system is shaken right now. And they're very, very aware of what we're heading into and what's going on. And I guarantee you guys, every one of them has a safe somewhere with a lot of gold and silver in it. So I want to show you guys real quick. I got a resale, secondhand, 10 ounce Atmex bar. I really like these. I have another one. Just a nice chunk of silver. And, you know, I got a nice amount of constitutional and fractional silver for barterability and things like that. So I seen a good price on this and I grabbed it. Next I have, this is a 1 ounce rooster. They have different animals for every year. 2017 year of the rooster, and I just like these. I like collecting, you know, the artwork and everything else on them. Plus the price was right. Then I got this Morgan. This is a 1889 Morgan, $1, and you know, I love my constitutional silver, and the more time that goes by, the harder it's going to be to get your hands on these. So I try to grab them whenever I can. I actually picked this up at a local coin shop, and they had a few of them in a box, and they had a set price on them, so it was a great deal. So the reason I'm continuing to stack my silver up the way I am, and gold, is we are facing a monetary crisis. And with all the chaos going on out here with the protests and the pandemic, we're being distracted of one of the real core problems here in our country and around the world. I'm just going to focus on America because that's where I'm at right now, but we've had the world reserve currency for a long time now, and there's a lot of people fighting against us to get rid of it. They feel like we live way above our means because of that. And, you know, we've been living on debt and credit. I mean, it is true. So whether it's tomorrow, a week, a year, 5 years, our fiat currency is going to come crashing and burning. And a lot of people think they're going to have to completely reset the whole monetary system. And when they do that reset, a lot of people are saying and believing the only thing they could reset it against is gold and silver, precious metals. Because you got to restore confidence. When a fiat currency crashes, it loses all confidence. So you got to, you know, peg it to something that are going to, you know, let people know that they're getting some kind of value for the work that they're doing. And precious metals are it. Now, I'm not trying to take away from security, food, water, any other of those preps. They are just as important. But I think a lot of people I talk to in the, you know, preparedness community leave out this precious metal aspect. And once again, if we were facing like a nuclear winter where it was going to be cold for the next 50 years, I wouldn't be prepping precious metals as hard as I am. I would be prepping clothes, blankets, firewood, things to prepare accordingly for that crisis that we're heading into. But we are heading into a monetary, economic crisis, and that's why precious metals are so important for the future. So with everything going on, the Federal Reserve has been pumping money left and right everywhere, honestly. And, you know, recently they announced that they're going to be buying corporate bonds. And pretty much what that means is they're going to get to pick and choose who succeeds. They are going to be able to pick what corporation they just want to give pretty much free money to and let them spend it foolishly, and who they don't give it to. So that right there already is a manipulated, corrupt system. And I read in an article, as of now, the Federal Reserve is 25 to 30% of the United States GDP. That's insane. They're buying it all up and they're going to own everything. But even then, they can only print so much money. And I want to read a quote to you guys from the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. And this is what it says. It says, U.S. Federal Reserve Fed Chairman Jerome Powell noted the distinction between liquidity and solvency, and then implied that the Fed can support the former, but not the solvency much longer. We believe we are approaching peak monetary policy effectiveness. So, you know, pretty much what he's saying is they're doing everything they can. They're firing all cannons. But they're afraid that it's going to stop working and the stock market's going to fall and, you know, things are going to come crumbling down. All these policies that they're doing and all this money printing is new to them. We've never done this before. We are on uncharted territory. So they're doing their best to try to hold it together, but who knows how long that can last. Even they're starting to get worried. I mean, believe me, they're sitting in an office right now discussing what else they can try to come up with and do just to keep things afloat a little bit longer. But it can't last forever, everybody. It can't last forever. And even with that, all this money that they're printing and ejecting into the markets, yeah, it's helping the financial sectors and the financial markets and the banks, but it's doing nothing to the real economy. All they're doing is helping the rich get richer, like they always do, and trying to kick the can down the road a little bit longer. They're getting close to the end of the rope, guys. And like I said, whether it's a week, which I hope not, or 5 years from now, think about how quick 5 years goes by. Now, I don't really think it's going to be that long at all, but we're running out of time. And if you want to protect your financial future and your wealth, you really got to start stacking these precious metals. Especially people out there that are already prepared and have a lot of other stuff. If you're sitting down debating on whether you should buy more food or water, but you already have a lot of it, maybe look into precious metals, because that is the key that is the key instrument for the crisis that we're going to be facing very soon. And it's going to change everything. It's going to change our standard of living. There's going to be people homeless everywhere, and who knows what other chaos will break out because of it. And all I know is I want to at least have the financial backing to get me and my family somewhere safe and somewhere, you know, where we don't have to be around all that because we have nothing of value. So I wanted to mention one more thing before I go, guys. And in the last couple weeks, a lot of the premiums on precious metals dropped. And they were keeping them up for a while, so I don't know if because the prices finally went up, they decide to lower the premiums again, or what's going on. But right now, the supply and the premiums are good. You know, a lot of these coins that I like to collect and like to get, and you can get for cheaper prices and bars and things like that, are back in stock. And like I said, the premiums went down closer to where they were, you know, closer to normalcy. So, before things get out of hand again, I recommend trying to get in there and grab some. And once again, with this pandemic rising back up, these protests continuing on, who knows what's going to happen. You know, the other day, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, I don't know the exact day, I heard on the news, since this pandemic started, it was the largest one-day increase of new cases since this came to America. Even more than we had months ago. So, if we got to shut things back down again, I mean, that is going to even speed this up more and more and more. That's what caused this thing to heat up so bad with our economy in the first place. It was coming, But us closing down and putting all these businesses out and everybody being out of work, it really sped things up. If something like that happens again, we could be seeing economic failure a lot sooner than most of us are thinking. And with what's going on this year between the pandemic, the economy, the closures, the protests, does it really surprise you? Think about it, everybody. Please stay safe out there. Thank you for listening. And please, everybody, keep prepping.